Hey, Michael, Akira Tana here. How you doing? And how's everybody doing in Drumland? Ba-doop-beep-boom. Hey, here's a story for you. A road story that's might be a little bit too long and involved, but it's something that happened many years ago when I was on the road and doing a tour with the Paquito de Rivera group in South America. We went to and Central America. We went to Panama, and also in South America to Ecuador, at Quito, and also I think Granada, but this was so long ago, and the seaside town, which I can't remember offhand. Hopefully, it'll come to me while I tell this story. We were on the road and we traveled to Ecuador. Guayaquil is the other city that we visited. So anyway, the story actually involves the promoter and myself. And Paquito's group was contracted to play a free concert for the community in Guayaquil on our arrival from Quito. And the plane was late or something like that, and so we couldn't do this free concert. And I think it was one of the provisions in the commercial contract of the promoter that the group had to do an outreach community concert. So, anyways, we missed that, and then we went up to Granada to play, which is considered a capitalist haven or something like that. It's kind of like a Las Vegas or Atlantic City place with a lot of casinos and stuff like that on the ocean. It was beautiful. It was incredible. The gig didn't start until I guess about 1 a.m. It was like in a casino environment. It was a great gig. The band had Danilo Perez and Rodich, Claudio Roditi, the late Claudio Roditi. And it was some great music and a great experience for me to be on tour with these guys. But anyways, what happened was the promoter approached me and asked me about playing a concert in Guayaquil, on my return because I was supposed to leave early to go back to New York to play some stuff and fly out of Guayaquil. And Granada is about a 4-hour drive north of Guayaquil. And of course, my plane was in the afternoon, the same day of the concert, which started at 1 o'clock. So anyway, the promoter asked me about helping him fulfill his obligation to do a community outreach concert. And I said, well, you want me to do play solo drums? Because the rest of the band was staying back in Granada to enjoy the surroundings and the beach and vacation for a day or two before going back to the States. So anyways, I said, well, I don't know, playing solo drums for, a community organization or a group or something like that doesn't sound quite practical. But no, he actually said, oh, could you play organ? So I looked at him, I said, organ? You want me to play organ? Of course, I envisioned this organ that I would have to play with like a big church organ or something like that, like Phantom of the Opera kind of organ, or even a Hammond B3 organ or a keyboard or something, which, I have a little keyboard skills. I can play some melodies and stuff like that. But I said, no, this is ridiculous. I mean, I'd embarrass myself and I didn't know where it was going to be. So actually, he twisted my arm. I didn't get any sleep. We left early in the morning after the concert, after I packed. I agreed to it to help him out because it was, it would help him fulfill his obligation for this tour. So we drove 4 hours. We must have left at about 3 or 4 in the morning and got in there early in the morning and really spaced out. And I don't know where or why or what we were doing. And so we were at actually a nursing home, a senior citizens place somewhere in Guayaquil, and so I was going, gee, I wonder what what's going to happen with this. So we go in, and there wasn't a big church organ, not a Hammond B3, not a keyboard, but it was like this tabletop organ, and I'm sure that goes back to the 60s or 50s. Now this is the year, this was 1986 or 87 that we did this tour a while ago now. So anyways, on the table was this little tabletop organ with push buttons for to play keys, and it's almost like a tabletop accordion. So and then all of a sudden there's this crowd of these senior citizens, people who gathering around for this afternoon concert, which I had to play on this organ. So anyway, so I was so spaced out, and I kind of felt like I was in a Fellini movie. And so I started playing Ferra Jacqua with, some basic chords, and people started singing and started dancing. And actually, this one woman who came up had really reminded me of Fellini movie, and she was very made up. She was an elderly person, and she wanted to dance with me. So we did, and everybody started dancing, and it was like an incredible experience, a road experience that has never left my memory, and so I'm sharing it with you. So after the concert, after everybody loved it, the promoter thanked me, and I changed into my traveling clothes to get on an airplane on an Eastern Airlines airplane to go back to New York. And it was a new plane because back then a lot of the aircraft that were mothballed in the States, so to speak, were actually sold to South American airline companies like Ecuadoriana, Air Peru, and so we've been traveling on these old used aircraft, of course, supposedly safe, but to leave Guayaquil on a brand new 727 Eastern Airlines plane was quite comforting, and was able to get back in New York in time. So that's my story. Many road stories. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe and healthy.